Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
As I make my way over and through the tops of the mountains, on my way to an area known for having strange happenings. Screams in the night, weird balls of light moving throughout the trees, and sightings of massive hairy creatures walking upright on two legs that seem to disappear within the forest flora. Am I nervous? Well, yes, but I have to stay focused because I'm also heading into an area known for many disappearances of hikers and prospectors looking for the gold of Slumat, a First Nations prospector that used to walk out of this area with thousands of dollars of gold nuggets. His gold has never been found. As I peered down from the helicopter into the dark forest below, all I can think about is, will I find any evidence of these monstrous cryptids known as Sasquatches? You will have to wait and see what exciting activity I've found deep in the Canadian wilderness in an upcoming chapter. For now, I'm going to take you to Texas, where I experienced the most amazing unexplained howls and screams I've ever heard. There's nothing more powerful than loving somebody unconditionally. And there's nothing more special than someone loving you unconditionally. My name is Jason Kenzie. I travel the world documenting the passion and friendship between animals and human companionship. These are my chronicles. These are my animal adventures. In North America, there are over 90 different kinds of monstrous cryptids, ranging from Bigfoot to the flying bird-like creatures known as the Thunderbirds. The United States alone has over 30 unexplained creatures that are not Bigfoot. 23 of them are humanoid creatures that terrorizes our nightmares. Maybe, just maybe, these creatures that are seen are unexplained, misidentified Sasquatches. That is, if they truly do exist. Yeah! I'm here in Texas right now. I'm with Todd Parsons. Hey, Todd.
Hey, everybody, how are y'all?
So we're heading to an area that allegedly has Bigfoots running all over the place. Where are we going exactly?
We are going to a little town outside of a little town called Burkeville, Texas. It's extreme northeast Texas, in an area very known for Sasquatch activity along the Sabine River Basin. Hello, my name is Todd Parsons. I'm a member of TAPS, which stands for Texas Acknowledgement, Awareness, and Preservation of Sasquatch. Last October, we were invited out to a private property up in northeast Texas. It turned out to be a very active property, and we caught some amazing thermal footage. We're lucky enough to have gotten invited out there again. This time around, we're going to hire Jason Kenzie out of Canada. He's a producer. He produced several documentaries called Searching for Sasquatch 1, 2, and 3. And Jason is going to join us and document this expedition, so hopefully we'll catch some great footage.
Just outside of Houston. How long? About 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours outside Houston.
And let's hope we get some activity. Well, this is exciting. Todd has just informed me that we're going to be meeting up with the other team members at this really cool location. But before we get there, I want to share with you this interview I had with this lady by the name of Debbie Jones. She swears that she had a cool eyewitness account of seeing a white Sasquatch. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. It's very nice to meet you, Debbie.
Nice to meet you too.
I was fascinated about the story that you told me before about you having experiences with Bigfoot.
Well, I'm a part of an all-female research group called Sisters of the Moon. And of course, we get asked about the name Sisters of the Moon a lot. It has nothing to do with witches. we feel like we're sisters because we're so close, and we've been researching together for a while now. And, you know, when we research, it's usually at night a lot because we camp a lot. My sighting happened down in Sam Houston National Forest here in Texas.
How close is that to Jasper?
Sam Houston is east of Jasper, almost directly across.
So very close to where you had your sighting.
It sounds like it. I had never been to Sam Houston before. I mean, at least not that I'm aware of. I may have driven past it before, but as far as actually going to the National Forest, I had never been there. And we had some friends and they're Bigfooters, and they had invited just a group of us together, and we were all gonna just camp in one of the campgrounds there. And they said, you should go down to the Lone Star Trailhead. There's been lots of sightings on the Lone Star Trail. And that's what we had heard, you know, and the people we had talked to had talked about how many sightings were on the Lone Star Trail, which it's a pretty long trail that goes all through the National Forest there. And so we pulled up the trailhead and went down there, and we decided we were going to go like real late on a midnight hike. And I think it was about 12:30. It's a long dirt road to get down there to where the trailhead was. You know, as we pulled into the trailhead, I had turned in, kind of curved around. Like when I pulled in, the parking lot kind of curved around, and all I could see was that curve, because it's pitch black outside, and the only thing I had was my headlights. And so I followed the curve of how the parking lot did, and I was coming around like this, and then I could see that there was a curb up there to park at. And so as I'm going this way to pull in, my headlights, were going that way. And I could see faintly from the left over here, something was moving, and I was moving, and my headlights caught it. And so it was in my headlights because I kept pulling, turning this way, and it was running that way. So it was in my headlights for a good 3 to 4 seconds, excuse me. And I was able to see it pretty good. I could see that it had mud or dirt on just the back right here of its shoulder. And I could even see the hair off the back of its head was about that long. Because, I wasn't very far from it. I would say probably 40 feet at the most.
Did it look at you?
No, it never looked at me. I could see its arm swinging as it ran. And I could see down a little bit past its hips to like the top of its leg. And I was seeing its right side, but I could see that its arm was swinging. And just like when we run, it was swinging back and forth, maybe not as far out as some of us, swing our arms. But anyway, we circled around several times and then just sat there and looked and watched. And I was kind of baffled as to how it got out of sight so quickly. I think us girls have a little extra something because I think the Bigfoot maybe feel less intimidated by us.
Totally.
And curious.
Because we're all trying to get that one shot so we can show the world that, look, these creatures really 100% do exist. It's not a figment of our imaginations.
Right.
But I want to say thank you so much for coming on and telling me your story. And I do look forward to meeting you one of these days. And
that'd be great.
I hope that, one of us can get proof that these creatures do exist 100%. Debbie's story about her encounter is incredible. I can only hope that Todd and I have something similar happen to us in the area we are about to arrive at. Now that we are here, Todd and I go out to find an area to make camp. Finding an area to set up was easy peasy. Todd Parsons and his group of Bigfoot researchers work great as a team. Within an hour, we were all set up and ready to go out and find these hairy forest dwellers.
Glad nobody was in it.
Well, if someone was in it, it wouldn't have went over, maybe.
I don't know why we bought this thing size, but I mean, I'm dumb and don't take it. Yeah, I got a bunch of brand new ones here.
Finally, the camp is set up, and once night fell, it didn't take long for things to get exciting. I have to catch up to the guys. They say that they may have caught a Sasquatch up in the tree. It is so scary out here. I'm by myself. Forest on either side. Please, Sasquatch, don't eat me. I hope they caught something. Where are they?
On the tree, see it's moving down. There's something moving down there behind a tree.
Something is big up in there.
I'm in Texas with Todd Parsons investigating possible Bigfoots on a remote piece of private land. They say that they may have caught a Sasquatch up in the tree. So what are we doing? And a fellow Bigfoot investigator has just spotted something up in a tree. Okay,
What the Yeah, see?
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards it. Tell me where you Not yet?
Okay, now I'm seeing the full signature almost again.
I'm seeing it's climbing the tree.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Is that a big possum? Because look at that.
If it is, it's fucking massive.
I know.
Oh, farted.
That is not a possum.
Okay.
So, should I walk towards it? Who wants to go with me?
No, I see nostril on it now, it looks like.
Who wants to go with me? Okay, we're walking towards the tree. This is crazy. Here I am, wandering towards the area where the guys believed there could be a Sasquatch hiding in the tree. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I just wanted to get as close as possible so maybe I can get a shot with my night vision camera. Right here?
I'm waving.
I'm stuck.
Me. You're not the mic.
I'm having a hell of a time trying to see anything through this dense bush. It is so dark in here. Hell, I can just imagine if this is a Bigfoot. I'm just going to myself if I walk into it.
I'm straight. If you can see where I'm at, I'm straight east.
I don't see where you're at.
Okay. Somebody wave.
This is me.
I can't see. But I see your signature. You need to move to the board.
There's me.
Move towards camp a little bit.
Do you see me?
Move towards camp.
Okay. Now there is a big motherfucking tree right here.
Yeah, I'll go look there.
Is it not there?
No. So I don't know what tree.
I think you're about even with it. What I can tell.
Don't know exactly where it is. Hey, you know what? This is a big tree right here. I mean, this could definitely hold someone.
What?
Who whistled?
You did?
That's a big old possum.
Do you see something?
Oh, I see it. It's an animal.
What is it?
It looks like a rat. What I see is right here. Look. Where at? Possum right here.
Oh yeah, it's a possum right here. There we go. This is the Sask possum. Fuck, we've been chasing a possum. Well, at least it still is furry and hairy. That was exciting anyway. So you know what that means? That means the original tree monkeys that you saw 3 months ago were probably possums.
10 times.
That's excited.
I thought it was something like maybe the legs were on the other side, the back side, and it was kind of doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get off of it. I wanted to get y'all to look at another angle.
Go up high. It looks like it wraps around. And
Yeah, I saw, and it looked like it wrapped around.
they starting to wrap.
But are you sure that's the signature?
Yeah, because I was watching the whole time. I never got off of it.
We wandered around for the rest of the evening with not much activity, just a cute bunny. Huh, maybe Bigfoot can transform itself into a rabbit. It's off the bed, and we got Todd and his son over there snuggling up. Yep, good times. Good. I don't know why this is so fuzzy. A lot of moisture on the lens, I guess. We just, oh, there we go. There we go. Now we can see. Yeah. So we had a great night, and now we're gonna be going to bed, and we didn't get really too much yells tonight. I think maybe the Sasquatches have moved on, but it's okay. Tomorrow is going to be a better day, and yeah, this is good night. See you tomorrow morning. Okay. Oh, good morning. Last night, you know, I slept really good, so if there was any howls or screams in the night, I wasn't awake to hear any of them. But Todd has a bionic ear out that was designed by Robert Kreider, and that thing is amazing. So hopefully, you know, if there was any howls, definitely that device is going to pick it up. Okay, well, I guess I better get up. Wow, that was a great night. Slept like a baby, didn't hear any howls. Looks like it might rain tonight. Hopefully it's going to be a great day. Hopefully tonight we capture something. Looks like I'm going to have to shave soon. I'm starting to look like Sasquatch. I think it is time for me to introduce you to the rest of the Bigfoot researchers.
All right, my name is Shane Lee, founder of TAPS. That's Texas Acknowledgement, Awareness, and Preservation of Sasquatch here in Texas.
Hey Jason.
Hey, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
So you have an interesting story about Sasquatch.
Yeah, we had, so it was my uncle and I. First, my name's Jason, and my uncle's Paul. We go out quite a bit squatching.
I'm Robert Michalek, a member of TAPS. Been with the TAPS for about a year and a half. Been out maybe 6 or 7 times. Had no sightings, but I had plenty of vocals.
You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Is that okay to say?
Yep.
All right, cool. My most exciting experience was probably about 45 minutes away from here in the Big Thicket National Preserve. Big Sandy unit to be exact. And had some experiences out there, kind of exciting, with me and my brother-in-law. Decided it was time to take my wife out there because we come home, we tell her about these experiences, and we know she kind of thinks we're a little crazy. Can't blame her for that.
You know, we've been doing it since about 2014. We kind of got started with the BFRO, and then, you know, we're part of some other groups that we go out with, like Shane and them. But we were down towards Huntsville you know, and it was right outside of Huntsville. We was on the Cold Spring side of the highway, and we were walking some trails, and there was a creek kind of beside us, and then there was like a little ravine, you know, it kind of dropped down into a little ravine next to the creek. And we were looking, and we noticed that there were some footprints, so we walked down there.
And what time of day was this?
This was morning time, midday, before noon.
Bring electronics to the table, some scouting and tracking. My best vocals would probably have been Stubblefield, roughly maybe a month ago. Everybody had left that night. It was a Sunday night, and since I was by myself, I laid down earlier, probably 11 o'clock, laying in the tent, and I heard some vocals start up, and it was kind of had a bass to it, so it was relatively close.
Basically, I wanted to start this group because of all the experiences we hear all the time. I wanted to make it easier for people to go out and do a search for Sasquatch that, other hand, don't have the resources or know the people to do that. And also, I want to be able to go out and do searches for people that can't get out there. They can kind of see through our eyes and experience what we experience firsthand.
So, you know, and the trail we were on, we didn't see any people. You know, we were the only ones there, as far as we know. And so, so it was me and Paul and another guy that we had with us, and so we noticed that these, you know, footprints were there. So we saw them, and we walked past them a little bit, and we went back to the truck to get the casting material. And so we came back and we cast them, and we were waiting on them to dry. And so we were just kind of looking, and so Paul was to the far left, and then the other guy was kind of in the middle, but further to the creek, and then I was kind of up on that ravine, you know, up higher. And man, next thing we know, there was a tree on the other side of the creek. Man, that thing was just going wham, 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 wham.
It started off with like it was gonna make a regular howl, so it'd go woo, and then it would stop about midways, and then it would go woo. So it was like woo, 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 and roughly did that straight for at least a good 2 minutes. Sometimes it seemed like it was getting closer, and then sometimes it seemed further away, and then later on it tapered down and slowed down a little more, and then every about a couple minutes you'd hear it a couple times, and then it just went away. So, but plenty of vocals, no sightings yet. That's what I'm waiting for. I want the proof too, you know. I want to see it.
Sasquatches are believed to have a vocalization, a howl, that is long and distinct, that can carry for long distances. Researchers believe that this is a way for these creatures to communicate. Non-believers have argued that the howls are made by known animals. Here's a vocalization made by what some believe to be Sasquatches. Here are known animal sounds. You be the judge. Cougar. Wolf. Bear. Wild boar. Coyote. Deer. Bobcat. And a mouse. And an unknown creature.
I believe it was somewhere in the first couple of weeks of December, but I said I want to take you out there and let you kind of see and hear what we're experiencing. She agreed to it, so we went out there. It was on a Friday night, and we got up there really late, a lot later than we expected to. Ended up pulling up to camp probably about 10:45 p.m. And without giving the exact location away, I can tell you we had to go about a mile down a pipeline out in the middle of the woods where the pipeline ends. And where the pipeline ends is Big Sandy Creek. And those that are familiar with the area probably know exactly what I'm talking about right now. But now at the end of the pipeline, it fingers off into 3 smaller pipelines. So one on the right, one in the middle, and one on the left.
And all of a sudden, this thing just slid down the tree and it just hauled ass. I mean, and it was like that.
So do you think, so it was up at the top of the tree? Or was it down below? And
I'm going to say, I mean, like from the top of the tree, if I had to guess, it was probably, I don't know, 25 feet from the very top. So
really?
I mean, it wasn't at the very top, but it wasn't down at the bottom.
So where's it? So it was making it, the tree do it.
It was like, to me, it reminded me of like, say like a little baby monkey was on there and he was just trying to swing around or whatever. You know, that's what it kind of reminded me of. But you could tell it was just, whatever it was, it definitely did it to get our attention.
And did it make any sound?
I didn't hear any sound other than the tree shaking back and forth. And all of a sudden we can hear a thud, and then boom, something just took off. And I mean, it was just crazy. And all three of us were looking at each other and like, man, did y'all see that? You know, we were all excited and pumped. And I mean, it was crazy. But so this is the cast, one of the casts that we got from that area.
Oh,
wow.
And each side's thick woods, and in between those two fingers on the outside is thick woods. And but like I said, they all dead end right there at the creek. Then they pick back up on the other side of the creek. Pretty deep ravine right there, so the pipes probably go way into the creek there. But we got there about 10:45. Very dark, wasn't much moonlight at all. And we started setting up the tent. That was the first thing we were going to do. And I don't even think we got maybe 5 minutes into setting up the tent when we got the first whoop. If you've heard the Sierra sounds, the whoops that are in that audio, dead ringer to them. Absolutely perfect. If you have not listened to the Sierra sounds, I recommend you go Google them, find them on YouTube, and listen to all you can find on those, because those are some of those most incredible sounds that you get to hear, and a lot of that we experience here as well. But we got that first whoop. I got super excited. My wife's jaw just kind of hit the ground, kind of froze. We were putting the tent up.
I mean, you can see toes here.
Yeah.
You know, we got 5, a little bit of a hill, and what gets me is how thick it is. You know, when we were out there, you know, I'm a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even nowhere near the addition that
look
is.
at this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy.
It was definitely cool. You know, I got our blood pumping. I mean, you know, we never could. I never saw whatever it was up there. I mean, it was just a flash. It was like a blur.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how fast it was. So it just.
Wow, this thing,
it was wild.
It looks like it even has athlete's foot. It's like all cracked.
All right. Yeah, I think
needs
that's
some moisturizer.
Yeah. So, and another really interesting, I don't think Paul told you about this one, but we were on the opposite side of the highway, and it was over by Kelly's Pond, right? The gas easement. Right. Isn't that where Kelly's Pond is? And there was a big group of us. We were walking down this gas easement, and there was people that had therms and people that had night vision. Well, the gas easement, you know, it's probably 30 yards wide. They keep it mowed. Yeah. And so we were walking down, and all night we had been hearing stuff, you know, whistling. A guy thought he saw some eyes shine. Well, further down, someone noticed that something like kind of was leaning out from a tree like this. And so everybody with therms and night vision, you know, started looking. They're like, oh yeah, I see something. And I could see the movement, but you know, honestly, it kind of looked like a tree kind of swaying. Yeah. But you could tell it wasn't a tree. You know, it was something hanging off of the tree. Well, so we were all talking about, hey, let's send somebody down there and see if it moves, you know. And so by the time they started walking, they got about 10 yards in front of us, and the next thing I know, this huge branch come out of the woods flying at us. And it went over us and landed about 5 foot from us. Wow. And man, that branch was about that big around and about that long, and it wasn't dead. It was solid. And I mean, it was just, you could hear it coming through the woods. Hit the ground. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, it freaked everybody out. It was crazy.
I'm surprised you even go back into the forest.
Oh yeah, well, I grew up in the woods. You know, I've been hunting since I was 9 years old. So I mean, we've seen and heard a lot of stuff. You know, and usually we're out in big groups. So if I was by myself, I probably would have been a little bit more scared. Yeah.
But I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
That was amazing.
Yes, sir.
So we continue to put the tent up, and then they just go off. I mean, just off the rockers, just whoop, whoop, whoop. More than one. I'd say there was probably minimum that had to have been about 4 slightly different tones in each one of them. Now we were in the middle finger of the pipeline, so if this was a pipeline right here, the middle finger, thick woods, we're putting our tent up in there, and then the left finger of the pipeline is over there, and then just thick woods for miles. and it was coming from that direction, just kind of scattered. And if I could show you how far it was, you know, which I can't do here, I would say minimum anywhere between 25 to 50 yards, that close. Just beautiful sound, crisp, clear, super exciting. But we get the tent up. I'm just enjoying this, loving it. This is great. Wife's a little hesitant, a little freaked out. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. And we stay up for a while listening, and they don't stop. They just keep going. It sounded very exciting. They sounded very excited, should I say. We got in the tent, we were pretty tired, and we're just laying there, and I'm just enjoying listening to this. And she's still a little freaked out. You know, she was pretty freaked out most of the night.
Were they close?
Oh, they were close, yeah, really close. Sometimes you could hear them walking because it was pretty dry out there at the time. And you'll hear little snaps, twigs break, and then you'll hear them kind of stop and then walk back off away. But whooping the whole time, so you could hear the tone get closer and then back further again and then closer. This was going on all night. This was Friday night. Didn't get any sleep that night, none whatsoever, which was fine by me. So the next morning comes and we get out of the tent, and I'm like, well, I said, let me get you out of here for a little while. I want to stay another night. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, are you still scared? And she says, no. And, you know, I'd kind of explained to her before this trip that, you know, if Sasquatch wanted to harm you, where we go, they've had plenty of opportunities to do so, if that was their intention. And that kind of clicked in her head as close as they were to us all night, that's right. You know, if they had bad intentions, they had the opportunity. Todd brought out from British Columbia, filmmaker and documentary maker Jason Kenzie, and so he's out here shooting some video as well. We've had, like I said, we had some great audio the last couple of nights. Between all of our recorders that we've got out, somebody's caught it. Plus Todd Parsons has got a high quality parabolic mic that just happened to be pointed in the perfect direction last 2 nights. So I know that he's got it recorded on there. So I'm sure Jason will be sharing that with you in the documentary as well. Then we got tonight to go and tomorrow night to go. And we're going to be doing a lot of spreading out, a lot of teamwork. And hopefully we can draw them in close again and get a good thermal capture of them. That's our goal. We'll just have to see how it goes, because sometimes things go great. Most of the time things never go according to plan, but we have a lot of fun doing it.
As the sun went down and the quietness of the wind settled, the wilderness all around us seemed to come alive with unknown howls and screams. We're getting like long howls, followed by, followed by coyotes.
That's a pretty loud pop here too.
Have y'all heard a pop?
Yeah. Over there on the other side.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I guys disregard. Go ahead and do your thing.
There's another howl.
So we're hearing lots of howls, and there's something moving in the forest. And I heard something behind this tent. As I searched the darkness of the forest with my headlamp, I could hear something moving in the forest. This is the worst time for my light to fail. What the f***? My light just died. There it is.
It's just glowing super bright white.
Is there windows? Are these windows that have glass?
No.
They don't have glass?
No.
I just saw. I thought so. I shot. You see something?
Yeah, we know what the hell.
Okay, everyone, hush for 1 second. Don't say a word.
Yeah. I swear I saw some light shine right here too. We had a loud pop over there by us.
Yeah, there was something that ran behind.
Last year, but I think it was light shine.
Something ran behind the tent here.
Where?
I heard it move. Behind this tent right here. We are all on high alert. There is something in the forest that is causing sticks to break. This isn't our imagination.
Crazy.
As Todd and I move closer to the edge of the forest, Todd readies his military flare to see if he can catch anything watching us. My light's dead.
You got your night version on, okay?
Yeah. I've never heard so many strange howls in my life. It blows my mind. What is it that's making these sounds?
What is that? What is that? We got one down. We got something right there. Right there. That's some kind of animal on the forest right there. That's what y'all heard.
You recording?
It's coming towards us.
I've traveled to Texas to search for any evidence of Sasquatch. I'm with a group of Bigfoot researchers. It is the middle of the night, and we are woken up by strange screams all around us. So we're hearing lots of howls, and there's something moving in the forest. Once the screams have calmed down, Joe Parsons and I jump onto ATVs and head to an area where we will attempt to draw out these creatures. Todd and Shane, armed with thermal imaging, will keep lookout on a hill a quarter-mile away. What are we doing?
Well, we're about to go down, to the opening down here, and Todd and Shane and Robert are watching us with the flares.
Yeah, I see him.
And see if we can actually draw one out, which is what we're hoping to do, which we did earlier. So we'll see if we can do it again.
So Bigfoot researchers believe that the Sasquatches howl, and they use the howls from the coyotes to mask their howl for whatever reason, allegedly. And you can tell it's an alleged Sasquatch howl because it's very long. And they don't usually bark. We just got a whoop, just right over here. And we're trying to make noise so we can draw out any of these creatures. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of bluebirds that want to eat my pie. Fuck, I don't know the rest of this song. What happened earlier? Okay.
So earlier, right here, right where we're standing, I stopped over here and got off my four-wheeler. And I was right here by this pole. I walked up to that pole, sit here for a minute, and then I didn't know anything was around me, so I walked back to the four-wheeler, drove back and came to them, and they were telling me that they saw something all the way out here. Or maybe in the tree line over here, one of the two.
Well, they know there was...
It stood up and started walking into the tree line. And then another one started coming towards me when I was just starting to leave on the four-wheeler.
Yeah.
So there must have been two of them.
After 25 minutes of no more action, Todd decided to join us. And together, we hope that we can find something.
I'm scanning the whole area, see if I can catch any heat signatures. If I don't see anything, I move up a little ways. Then I scan backwards to catch different angles into the woods, so that if there's something that I couldn't catch the heat signature from back there, that maybe in case I can catch something in the tree.
What exactly are you using?
I'm using a thermal imager. It basically catches the heat signatures of the subjects that you're looking for, and you can identify the signatures by their heat. So right now I have it set on hot white, so anything such as a mammal that puts off heat will show up bright white, so it stands out. If you're looking around through the woods right now, anything that's putting off heat is going to show up. It's going to stand out considerably. Or say we have a peeker, it's going to catch him peeking. I'll catch as I'm scanning, I'll see the bright signature to allow me to stop and focus on that area again and see what I'm looking at. That's a good one.
I mean, it could possibly be just coyotes, but some of the howls, they sound so different. Suddenly there was a big bang behind us.
What's that noise?
We jump and we turn around.
Yeah, watching.
I heard it. We decided to walk towards the area where we think the sound came from. Is that you guys? Shane, is that you? Keep looking with that flare.
That was loud.
It was loud. It was right here. Like literally behind this hedge. Well, I thought I did. Over the years, I've heard stories of Bigfoot throwing rocks, either to show aggression or to distract you. Here I am now, nervous as hell, moving in the direction of what sounded like a stump was thrown. Now I couldn't predict what was laying wait for me in the darkness, just out of my sight. It was here. Right here, literally 10 feet in front of me. So oh fuck! Fuck, it's right in front of me! It's right in front of me! I saw it! It's right here! It's right here! Oh my god, it's running! It's over there! It's running! I saw it! It's right by you! It's right by you! It's right here! It's right here! I saw it! I saw it! I saw it! It's right here! Go that way! Go that way!
Where is it? Where? Where?
You see it?
Where?
I saw the eye shine. I saw it.
Was it?
It's right here.
Where?
I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. There it is. Oh, you f***er. You f***er. Don't do that. Oh, I thought I saw you, motherfucker. What the f*** did you use?
We yelled like 3 times, don't shoot.
What the f*** did you use to show kind of like the eye shine?
Eye shine.
Get the f*** out of here. So we had some excitement today. Yeah. Real Sasquatch. Yeah. Had one eye. These guys are assholes. I hate Americans now. And no, I'm just kidding. This is great. So they played a joke on me and Todd and his son. And they didn't fool me, but definitely scared Todd. He peed himself. Never knew that someone could scream like that.
I didn't know a Canadian could run so fast.
Yeah, it was great. After a night of excitement, we all headed back to camp to wind down. I thought for sure I was chasing a Bigfoot, or maybe a cute fox. I feel as if tomorrow is going to be a better day. The morning couldn't come fast enough. I have a very interesting eyewitness to talk to. His name is Chris. He claims to have shot a Bigfoot. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Well, I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's nice meeting you.
You too.
So I have been told by a few people that you had an incredible encounter with Sasquatches. Can you explain to me exactly what happened to you?
I come up here, bought an ATV, decided to come up here to ride it, and it was January, I believe, 11th, 2021. We had a small, minor winter storm come through. Had a little snow and ice, sleet. Come up here to ride, and I went down the road and saw some eye shine coming from the trees. I figured it was a cat, maybe a raccoon. I stopped the ATV and get off and start walking forward, and I hear a thump. Well, I didn't really pay any attention to it. I figured it was just a tree limb or a dead tree falling over. I had stopped to actually urinate and started looking around and noticed there was what I thought was a large stump in front of me, directly center. I looked left, looked right again, and was trying to get my pants and belt unbuckled. I looked up, the stump had moved, and it kind of caught me off guard. I continued staring at it, wondering if it's just me. Maybe it wasn't in the spot I originally thought it was, but it moved again. And
so did you know that there were Sasquatches in this area before this incident?
yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Okay. So carry on.
That's
so it moved.
part of the reason why I started coming back up here. They were here when we lived here, between 95 and 97. And they were here even before that when we would visit as children.
So you're standing there and now it's moved.
Say that again?
Now it's moved. You were standing there and now it moved.
Yeah, it's moved. And I finally realized what I'm looking at after several seconds of thinking monkey or guy in a suit, someone screwing with me.
Now this is nighttime? Or
Yes.
is this?
Yeah, this is around 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Okay.
May have been midnight. I'm not real sure at the time. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the time it was when I got here and unloaded. It is staring at me the same way I'm staring at it. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I can't say that it wanted to harm me, but that's the first thought that goes through your head.
Yeah.
Is this thing gonna kill me? Is it going to maim me? What's it gonna do? Because they're quite large.
Yeah.
Sorry, it is cold out here.
So you had a gun on you?
Yes, I had a semi-automatic 308, known as a SCAR 17.
Did you use it?
No.
No, you didn't use it.
No, I had a gun sock on it to prevent water from going down into the barrel.
So this creature, did it run off into the forest, or did you run off?
No, it continued looking at me, and it had eventually started slowly moving from side to side. So I started backing up, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to follow me. I would look up from time to time, and every time I would look up, I had a headlamp on. It would shine right in his eyes, and he'd pick his hand up to block the light. After I backed up probably 5 or 6 foot, it growled. And that growl resonated right in the center of my chest. And it was a deep, low rumble.
Did you not have an incident where you shot one?
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the same incident. This was the first one.
Start the story from when you got out of the truck and shot at it.
Yes, it's all private property. No one's supposed to be here.
In the 2 years that I've been searching for Sasquatch, I've heard some amazing Bigfoot encounters. But Chris's story is out of this world. And just when I thought that Chris's encounter couldn't get any crazier, the next words he told me blew me away.
I got out and got my fire going like I normally do. I'm standing there by the fire, and I turn to look, and there's one coming across the road. And it turns and looks at me, and he's pumping his fist. I didn't know what else to do, so I grabbed my gun. You know, I'm trying to get a better look at it through the scope, but it's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
You know, you're shaking near the point of convulsing. I don't remember making the decision to pull the trigger, but the trigger was pulled. I did shoot, and I did hit it.
Where did you hit it?
I saw a big puff of dust and hair come off of it when I hit it.
In the chest?
Up towards the shoulder. That's where he put his hand. Went to his knees and fell backwards and moaned.
So how big do you think this thing was?
But I would say anywhere from 7 or 8 foot maybe.
And then what?
I got in the truck and just left. I went back to the ATV park and tried to sleep, but it wasn't going to happen. Next morning I come back over here, I think around noon, and there was fresh tire tracks, was also a large spot of blood on the ground.
And so do you think you pissed off the Sasquatches after that?
Say it again?
Did you piss off the Sasquatches after that, you think?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I think they're either pretty angry or they were intimidated.
And do you feel as if they could attack you if you ever go for a walk around
I
here?
feel if I'm here alone, they very well may.
Wow, well that's an incredible story. And I want to say, Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For letting me interview you and just hearing your story. Chris's story about shooting a Bigfoot was very interesting. And as much as I wanted his story to be completely untrue, because look, who wants a Sasquatch to be shot? I know I don't. I just really wanted his words to be truthful. Well, knowing that the day was almost over, the group and I headed out onto ATVs to have some fun in the sun, and whipping around on a patch of sand next to the Louisiana border is just what we needed. As night blanketed the forest, we all headed out once again in search for any evidence of Bigfoot. So we're now going to a graveyard where there has been sightings of these Sasquatches. I'll try a call too. Wow, there's not too many graves in this place. Yeah. Did you guys hear that? There was something walking. Do you see? She's walking.
Okay, I see something.
Shh, guys!
Yeah, it's moving. Oh yeah, it's moving. No, it's right between these two trees here, I think. Hold on. I don't think it's something real big. But yeah, I've got it. Between these two trees right here, I see it. I can't tell what it is. Of course, yeah, it's just moving behind the tree now.
Guys, it's walking. It's walking, and it's heavy. It's heavy. No, I'm hearing it.
Are you recording?
I'm recording. So it is, something is walking out here. It's heavy. And I was listening.
Oh, you're up the tree?
Like it was heavy. It was walking heavy. As I'm peering into the darkness, I know I heard something walking away. I could hear the guys behind me talking about seeing something on the floor, hot white. Could it be a rabbit? Or maybe a little fox? And then suddenly it stood up and stared at us. Here's a photo that captured the humanoid creature. And here is myself standing in the darkness. You can clearly see I had clothes on, which is a good thing because I look terrible naked. Okay, we're gonna go walking through. With our adrenaline pumping high, we all headed into the darkness to see if there was any evidence left behind by this creature. Yeah, it's the guys, definitely. Because it would be a different bang. I don't know if you can see this on film, but it is f***ing freaky back here. After a few minutes of finding nothing, look at the top of that. It was obvious to us that whatever was staring at us had moved on, or, bear with me, was still meters away, watching us, and wondering, what the hell's wrong with that short blonde guy bumbling around in the darkness? I should eat him first. My time here in Texas with Todd and his Bigfoot research team was crazy busy with so much activity. These guys are so much fun to be around. They take their job searching for Sasquatch incredibly serious. I will not forget my time here. But now back home in British Columbia, Canada, I'll begin my reviewing of the audio we captured in Texas. Our findings were amazing. Could this be proof that these creatures known as Bigfoot truly exist? So what I'm doing is I'm listening to the audio that my team and I caught while we were in Texas. Now all these audios were at nighttime between the hours of midnight and 4 in the morning. So everyone's sleeping. Now you will hear some snoring from some of the guys, and not from me. No, I don't snore. Actually, I'm just kidding. Boy, do I ever snore. But we're using this bionic ear that Robert Kreider has invented. Now this dish has this amazing way of capturing audio from miles away. I'm just going to listen to this one little bit right here, and what it sounds like a tree knock. So do you hear that? So it's kind of like a bang. Now that's not saying that it was a Sasquatch, but it's interesting. Let's carry on. Whoa. Oh wow. Did you hear that? Let me play that again. You can hear some snoring at the very beginning, but then all of a sudden you hear, wow, that was crazy. Okay, just a sec. Okay. Wow. Did that not sound like it could be like a gorilla? Right? Let me try it again. I'm going to play it again. See, that's like right from the chest. I don't even think a human could make that sound. Okay, let's carry on. So that's snoring. See, that was interesting. There was a crack in the forest. Like I said, it may not be from a Sasquatch, but it's interesting, seeming that we're all sleeping. Some more cracking. Now you can hear the snoring. Sounds like something's walking. You hear that? So what's making that? See? I remind you, that's snoring that you're hearing, but the cracking is interesting because no one's up. I can tell at the very end, like right here, there's something loud. But see, that's loud, eh? Like everyone's sleeping. No one's walking around. So what's making this crack? Could be a deer. That was a loud one. Do you hear that? Is that not crazy? Yeah, I'll play it again. But that definitely sounds like a grunt. Now, is that crazy or what? That is crazy. That is like a blood-curdling scream. Now remember, you could hear the snoring right before it. So let me just take out that snoring a little bit. Okay, I'll just take that out a bit. Okay, let's hear it again. But listen, you could hear how the sonic boom from that roar, from the chest. Here we go again. Is that crazy? That is crazy. That is something unbelievable. Here, I'm going to take out that. Okay, I'm going to take out that that snoring a little bit more, and we'll just go straight to the roar. But this one back here, the grunt. I'm going to start at the grunt. Now we're in an area that is well known for Sasquatch sightings. Like in over the 20 years, there has been well over 100 sightings and encounters in this area. Just down from us, maybe a few miles away, is called the Big Thicket, where they had that famous sighting. But let's carry on. Some more cracking in the forest. You hear that? Oh, come on, that is crazy. Okay, back to the something. So you hear something crunch, crunch, and then it's a grunt. Is that nuts or what? That is nuts. I just want to hear it one more time. It sounds like a gorilla. That's what it sounds like. You hear that? So that's snoring. You can hear the snoring, but something's walking around. Maybe it's me going out to take a piss. Wow. Wow. You hear that? Let's hear that again. That was a pretty loud howl. That is not a coyote. One more time, just for good measures. That's not a coyote. Coyotes usually bark a little bit, like they're like, oh, 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 oh. That has to have something with lots and lots of power behind it. Is that crazy or what? Like I said, you can still hear the snoring. Wow. Well, let's hear that one again. That was a long one too. Very powerful. I don't think a human could even make that sound. Wow. So you can hear the snoring. Do you hear that? Here, let me play it again. That was a long howl. That was deep from the lungs. Let's hear it again. It's not a coyote. Coyotes usually kind of give it a bit of a bark. They're like, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff." Remember, this is like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You can hear we're all sleeping. Wow, this is... Wow. Let's hear that one again. That was huge. That was deep. You can almost feel that in your bones. Let's hear that one again. Wow, that is amazing. Wow. There's lots of them. So that's coyotes. Yeah. Those are coyotes. You can definitely hear the difference between the coyotes and whatever else is out there. So researchers believe that Sasquatches will mask their howl with coyotes for whatever reason. That's not a coyote. Let's hear that one again. You can hear that it goes, like, listen to that one again. That is pretty powerful. You hear that? That is crazy. I mean, I'm an animal expert. I couldn't even tell you what that is. Anyway, this is some of the sounds that we caught, these screams throughout the night. And this is nothing. This is nothing. I caught so much on my video camera. Like they were just howling screams all around us. At the same time, there was something walking in the forest too. You could hear them crunching. And then would stop. You know, the one time that I wish that I had the courage to just run through the forest towards whatever it is. But imagine I come face to face with something that's 900 pounds and like 10 feet tall. I think I would just poop my pants right on the spot and say, just kill me really fast, please, because I don't want to suffer. You know, this is great. I'm having so much fun doing this, and you know, I believe there's something out there. I really do. I'm just going to get right back out there. Our world we live in are full of uncharted territories. I've never experienced so many unexplained howls in one place. What are these unidentified creatures that are making these sounds? And a better question is, why are these alleged Bigfoots performing these vocalizations? Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you desire to call them, they are the ones that seem to be in control. Are they monsters? Maybe, but through my investigations, I see nothing more than creatures who love to play with our emotions, poking fun at our determination to prove that they exist. I still want to believe. I may be closing this adventure for now, but you will be seeing me again, for I still have friendships to make and adventures to share with all of you.